We're reading Rebbe Nachman's wisdom. We're on his pilgrimage. 1. Before his pilgrimage to the Holy Land, Rebbe Nachman journeyed to Kamenetz. Great mystery surrounded the entire trip. The Rebbe left his household suddenly and said, "There is a journey before me." When he left his house in Medvedekva, taking the route from Medboz, he said, "I am going, but I myself do not know where." He came to Medzeboz and stayed there for a few days. There he was informed from on high that he was to travel to Kamenetz. He left and continued along the way. The Rebbe traveled with utmost simplicity. Though he was a well-known Hasidic leader, he traveled like a simple folk, without any pomp or ceremony. He emphatically warned his attendants not to reveal his identity. Wherever he went, he was completely unknown, traveling in absolute anonymity, like an ordinary merchant. He traveled to Kamenetz. At that time, no Jew was allowed to live there or even spend the night within the city limits. The Jews lived outside the city, and those who had business in the city would go there for a day. They were allowed to remain there all day, but at night every Jew had to leave. It is a well-known fact that no Jew was permitted to spend the night within the city limits. The Rebbe entered the city with his attendant, and they remained together until nightfall. As night was approaching, the Rebbe told his attendant to leave the city. He said, "I will remain in the city alone tonight. Come back tomorrow morning and meet me here." He spent that night alone in Kamenetz. No one in the world knows what he did that night. The next morning, his attendant returned to the city and found the Rebbe as he had been told. The Rebbe went with him into many houses, finding some excuse to enter each house. He used some tricks, as asking for a drink of whiskey and the like. He entered many homes in this manner, but again, nobody knew his intention. Then the Rebbe returned home soon after he had spent that entire night in Kamenetz. Jews were granted permission to live within the city limits. 2. The Rebbe said, "Whoever knows why the land of Israel was first in the hands of Canaanites, only later settled by the Jews, knows why I journeyed to Kamenetz before traveling to the Holy Land." 3. The journey to Kamenetz was a great mystery. Everybody had his own explanation, some praising the Rebbe and others doing the opposite, but they were all wrong. Even those who saw good in this journey did not come close to understanding the true purpose. The Rebbe revealed some hint of his purpose to his close followers, but even though they knew a little, they did not fully comprehend his purpose. Once he made a clever remark about this, saying that people constantly mislead themselves regarding everything he does. 4. There are some who said that the Rebbe went to Kamenetz to find some hidden writings of the Baal Shem Tov. It was said that the Baal Shem Tov had enclosed some of his writings in a stone, and there was a rumor that it was hidden in Kamenetz. Some said that this was the purpose for the Rebbe's journey. The Rebbe ridiculed this and said, "I do not go for that reason. If I needed those writings, they would bring them to my house, but I have no need for them at all." 5. On the day before Pesach in 1558, March 31st, 1798, the Rebbe emerged from the mikvah and told his attendant, "This year I will definitely be in the Holy Land." During Pesach, the Rebbe spoke in the verse, "Your path was in the great waters, and your footsteps were not known." He pointed out that the apparent contradiction between these two parts of this verse gave a lesson reconciling them. In the course of his words, it became apparent that he had definite plans to travel to the Holy Land.